Hare Krishna. Jai. So, tonight we will hear some beautiful Harikatha of our beloved Srila Gurudev, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta, Narayan Goswami Maharaj. You can see okay? You can see okay? So we'll hear from the Harikatha of beloved Gurudev, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta, Narayan Goswami Maharaj, about our life and how we can make progress in spiritual life, and what is our ashram and plan. So I'm going to share some of the stories Srila Gurudev has been speaking about in our volume 37 and also volume 33, volume 31, volume 29. I've been working on the final proofreading of the layout stages of alternate books. We have 2 devotees doing layout, and so I'm doing the editing of the layout and the proofreading. So we have achieved this very interesting body, right? Hands, face, feet. Many animals also have somewhat similar body. You could say monkeys, 2 feet, hands, thumbs, right? To grab things. But this human body is very special because we have this, it's called Brahma, the seat of higher consciousness. In animal species of life, we don't have this same head, same cognitive functional ability with which we can understand the higher values of life. So what is the importance of this? Brahmatal, human head. This human head is very special. Animals have heart. They have family and they have love for family. And if they're separated from each other, they feel so much sadness. There's stories online you can find of a rabbit who lost its friend, its beloved. And every year it would go at the anniversary of that rabbit's death to that same little mound that it was buried under. It buried it itself with leaves, with grass, and it buried the rabbit and would go and see it. Oh, my dear friend. So animals have heart. But we all have heart. That is the nature of our Atma, our soul. But sometimes that heart leads us into a trap of Maya. Yes, Bharat Maharaj became attached to this baby deer, even though he was at the highest stage of God consciousness, developing almost the highest state, human perfection, realization of God and the self. He became attached to this baby deer, and that attachment of his heart, the bond of the heart to another living entity, kept him entrapped in samsara, material life. Therefore, human life is more than just using our heart. We say, oh, this person, they have a very good heart, right? Very kind. Kindness is very important. We should have this value of kindness, compassion, love and affection. Our Gurudev would say, love is our only religion. God is love, and love is God. And yet, here we are. We find people with so much love for everyone. And yet, for some reason, they're eating a steak, eating cow, eating pig, but very loving, very generous. Why? This brain is now in illusion. It doesn't understand what is real kindness, what is real love and affection. And we cannot extend our love and affection, kindness beyond this little cell, organism, human identification. Other human beings are good. Animals, we don't need kindness towards animals. So the idea is that the heart is there, but now the heart is in illusion. So we have to use our intelligence to navigate a way out of illusion, illusory material life, the cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. No one can deny these problems. You can deny? You were born? You are born, you must die. And what's going to happen along the way? Old age, disease, and then death. Some people may skip those steps and just die. Birth and then death. No need old age and disease. Now Western society likes this process. They tell mothers, oh, don't subject your child to the pain of life, just kill them in the womb. No birth, just death. And this is kindness. They say this is very kind to yourself. And these ladies think they're very kind and loving to themselves. And how do you understand it? You use this brain by illusion to think, oh, it's not alive, it doesn't exist. When it comes out of my groin, when it comes out of my body, then it becomes alive. But some people don't even... So the point is that this heart that we have, this is goodness, love, affection. This is our nature. Every living entity has that nature of love and affection. Gurudev would say you cannot live without love and affection. But now this is misguided. We're lost in samsara. Yes? So much attachment. But this attachment does not save us. And then our intelligence, Brahmatal, it's all engaged, all of our intelligence is engaged in material life, material life. Gurudev would say, material life is another name like for animal life. We'll build a big skyscraper because we want to be like a bird, mating on the high perch, looking over everyone else. Where? Most prestigious position. I see in India you have monkeys. Monkeys want to climb to the tallest building and then go to the top of the pole and shake it. And then jump on the roof, if it's a metal roof, and make a lot of noise. Why? Because I'm a big monkey. Big monkey. So we have a lot of big monkeys. Where? Manhattan. This is called Monkey Island. Big monkeys living in Manhattan. And they want to purchase the highest floor overlooking the big park, the Central Park. How much does it cost? Some apartments, $100 million. Because I will be a big monkey and I will attract the most beautiful female. And then over everyone, I will show my dominion. King Kong. Yes. I've seen this in India. You get the monkey, they try to climb to the top tower, the top roof, and make a noise. And in America, they had this King Kong climb to the top of the Empire State Building and take some beautiful lady and see his heart. He just wanted some respect and some love. Wrong kind, not natural, Purush Bhav. He was King Kong, not Das Kong. Everyone wants to be Prabhu, master. No one wants to be Das, servant. So we're using this Brahmatal, this headspace now as human beings to engage in material life. And what is that material life? How to be a better animal. But Gurudev would say, pigs, they are more expert at material life. They have less material attachment. Oh, one pig is gone, I'll find another pig. 10 children are gone, I'll make 10 more children. So Gurudev tells some stories. What is material life? What is spiritual life? What is samsara? And what is liberation? One time Indra, big person, king, living entity. We go through different stages and then we think if I'm a good human, I get to become a president. If I'm a good president, I get to become a king next life, and then a king of heaven, demigods, king of the demigod realm. But he was always, still hadn't given up that material duality of life, good, bad, attachment, aversion. This is the two cycles in the mind. I like this, I don't like this, I want this, I don't want this. We're running behind our mind 24 hours a day. You go and look in the highway, everyone's running, right? Either animal life, eating, mating, sleeping, defending, or running behind their mind. I like this, I want this, I don't want this. Desire, desire, desire. Desire fire. Everyone's running towards their desire fire, right? So how do we go beyond that? Buddha said King Indra made a fence, and he was born in the body of a hog. And then heaven had so many problems. Why? The leader was gone. A bad leader, sometimes better than no leader. Right? So much chaos, anarchy. So Brahma came to bring Indra back. He said, you've done your penance as a hog, now you should come back. Come back to heaven, be the king. Oh, I'll be king of heaven? That sounds interesting. Why? King sounds good. But heaven, does it have this hot stool? Fresh. In India, some kids will go to the bathroom and open gutters, and you'll see waiting line. Not a peaceful line, but like a mob, like waiting to see a celebrity. Everyone's waiting in line. Who will get there first? And doop, and then. So Indra said, "Can I get fresh? Can I get it fresh?" And Brahma said, "Oh." There you'll get nectar, nectar, nectar. What is this stool? What is nectar? Nectar, what is its texture? What is the texture of the nectar? Is it crunchy? Does it have nuts? What is the texture? No, it's liquid, taste, bliss. He said, yes, but will I have these beautiful big women to enjoy and all these children? He said, no. He said, you should come. You are meant to be king of heaven. Oh, I like this gutter, this sewer, this dump. I like it. Param Gurudev told a story before about someone was saying, why are you bringing educated men to the temple? You should bring beggars and homeless people to the temple and give them some pillows and shelter. He said, okay, let's do an experiment. They went to some bum living in a juppi hut, they used some tarp or some blankets and make some space in the train station or in some area. He said, come join the temple. I'll join the temple. I'll give you a room, give you food 3 times a day, clean clothes. You can realize your soul, self-realization, God-realization. Be very nice, he said. Okay, maybe in a while. Why? He said, if I go, I can't. There's this one lady who comes and helps me. I can't leave her. Can she come also? Yes, she can come. Oh, but she doesn't want to come. And do we get KFC in the temple? Here I get fried chicken. Will you serve me fried chicken in the temple? No, this is not possible. No fried chicken in the temple. Oh, no need. I'm happy here. Why? I have SNAP. Government funds at a SNAP. Right? I can buy all the KFC I need. And I like my space. I am sadhu. I am renunciant. I don't have any possessions in this world. Everyone should respect me. I'm homeless. I am a Western sannyasi. American sannyasi. No home. But he said, I don't want to go. So I'm going to say, see, you give all opportunities, still people don't want to accept real spiritual life. Finally, Lord Brahma said, Indra, you must come back. I won't come back. So he gave some charnamrita on his head from the Lord's lotus feet. And immediately he came back to his senses. Oh, what am I doing here? This madness, this brain, this Brahmatal, means the seat of consciousness. And this is there, different species of life. But in human life, this is Brahmatal. We have higher intelligence. We can follow spiritual life. But we're using this beautiful thing in very low work, low class activity, animal life. Using all our intelligence to become a better animal. But animals are better at being animals than we are. So we should be human beings. So Indra came back to heaven. Right? So many stories like this. Gurudev told a story of a king. He said, this king was so busy in his materialistic affairs, so busy, so attached to everything, had no time for spiritual life, no time. So one time a great sage came to him and he said, came to the palace doors and said, I've come to see the king. So the messenger went to the king, a great sadhu has come, I have no time for him. Give him some money and send him on his way. No, I need to see the king. Give him some money, send him away. I won't take anything. Give him more, I won't take anything. He left, he came back a week later. Again, they tried the same thing. Finally, he went to the queen's said, I'll meet with the queen. I'll meet with the queen. The queen is more soft-hearted, right? Good heart, soft heart. Everyone has soft heart. Oh, such a soft-hearted person. But the people who have soft hearts, then, so many spiders and scorpions and bugs come. Let me eat that soft heart. Make it my servant. Not God's servant, my servant. Oh, everyone will be my servant. If you have a soft heart, so many people, they can smell. Soft, juicy heart. Let me enjoy it, not for one day, whole life. Oh, look at this nice brahmachari, all day long serving God, such a soft heart, so dedicated. But why is he in the temple life destroying his youth? All your youth is being wasted. And here I am, your soft heart. I also have soft heart. And your heart, you should put on my heart. And then together we can dance, rasa dance together. This is Krishna's teaching. Don't go there. Don't be with Krishna, you should dance with me. And you have soft heart, and I'm so poor, and I'm so fragile. No one is there to protect me. You're very strong. Look, your mighty arms. See his arms, so strong. You should come and protect me. I'm very delicate, like a kitten. Please help me. Right? This is Maya. Maya will come like that. Danger, danger, danger. So this king said, no time. So the sage met with the queen. The queen said, dear sir, what would you like? He said, I've come with grave news. Grave news. What grave? The grave is waiting. This is the grave news. The grave is waiting for your husband. Only a few days left. Put his affairs in order. I must speak with the king. Maybe we can avert this situation. Maybe you have some remedy. You're a sadhu. You have some magic potion. You can stop death. You can stop death. Vitamin C will stop death. Vitamin D, vitamin B, vitamin E. No, vitamin G, the grave is calling. Why? You will become vitamins for the earth. Your body, many worms need these vitamins. Right? Mother Nature will reabsorb you. But where will the soul go? Where will the Atma go? So the king heard this news, I will die. Imagine you were to hear. I'm thinking about this. What if I get the news? 7 days to live. 7 days. Imagine? Imagine you find out 7 days to live. Very happy. Better to know.
You know the 7 days because you do bhajna, you get everything at the moment.
Yeah.
In the reality,
who knows? Who knows? So the king thought, what will happen to me? The sage said, oh, you've been a good king, more or less, so you'll go to heaven. In our Vedic culture, heaven means one of the planetary systems in the material existence. And beyond that is liberation, nirvana, and then Vrindavana. Nirvana, beyond material duality, and then Vrindavan, transcendental experience. I'll go to heaven. But the sage said, sometimes you also cause pain to your subjects, unnecessary taxes and problems, and you have some bad karma. So there'll be some mosquitoes that will come to bite you in heaven. Generally, mosquitoes are not there, but they're sending a FedEx. Just for you, delivery. Just for you. And they'll bring them just into your room. However, we're preparing for this. I'm looking, they're preparing, and they're making you a very nice mosquito net. They're not so good at it, so I'm seeing by my transcendental vision, there will be a hole. And the mosquitoes will come through that hole and bite you. But I have the remedy. All you have to do is take a needle and a thread with you to heaven. Not so much, like maybe 1 yard of thread, one little needle, and you can sew up that hole, and mosquitoes only come at night from dusk to dawn, so you can be free. No mosquitoes. Okay? You can imagine the face of the king and the queen. What was their face? Vrindavan? What was the face like? Like, what do I do face? Are you serious? How can I take a needle and a thread to heaven's face? Right, that's the face. Can you do the face? Everyone watching. Let's do the, how can I take a needle and a thread with me when I give up this body face? Okay, Vrindavan, let's try it. So the king said, how can I take a needle and a thread to heaven? Emoji, right? In some age in the future, they'll be having this conversation by chat, and then they'll have an emoji. So the sage said, aha! So if you cannot take a needle and a thread, why are you working so hard in this material life to accumulate position, power, prestige, this, that, and the other, material desire? Our Gurudev, when he was telling this story, he said, job, 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 job. That's what Gurudev said. He said it like 8 times. And I know, because Vrindavan Prabhu is transcribing very nicely. I know if Gurudev did 7 jobs, he did it 7 times. Not 1, not 2. Right? As it is means not too clever, just clever enough. Real intelligence means follow Guru Vani. Some people use too much intelligence, then, if Gurudev said job 6 times, I should just say it 3 times. Or maybe 1 time, or maybe I should say he was attached to his fruitive work. Right? But Gurudev said job, 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 job. He said, we all want to be king and queen in this world. But we should understand, we have this body, human form of life. This is not meant to live like animals. There's a higher purpose, higher destiny. What is that? Janma. What is the source of our life? What is that source? How can we realize that? Satyam Param, that absolute truth. Dhimahi, we should meditate. We should perform austerities, sadhana, practice. What is the process of that? We heard this from the Bhagavatam. Jad Bharat told King Rahugana, your own austerities, your penance, your charity, your sacrifice, your practice, none of these will help you be free of material attachment and entanglement. You must take shelter of the lotus feet of great personalities who are free of material attachment. Surrender to them by their grace, by their shelter, by their protection, by their help, by their empowerment. You can be freed of material entanglement. Vina Mahatpada Rajobhishekam. Without their help, material life, it's a web. It's not just one side, this side, that side, every side, and we're stuck in the middle. Material life. Very difficult, but now we have this opportunity. Labdva, we have obtained this very special, sudurlabha, rare, human form of life. The doorway to liberation is open in this life. Once there was a blind man, and he was looking, where can I find food and shelter everywhere? And one day, by good fortune, he came to a very kind person who said, there is a kingdom nearby. And follow, he said. He put him on a path. He said, here's a road. And if you follow for a few 100 yards straight, you'll come to a wall. And if you hold the wall and walk, you'll come to a gate. It may take some time, but you should be patient. Patient. And then if you enter that kingdom, they'll fix your blindness. They'll give you food. They'll give you shelter. They'll give you, how can I trust you? How can I trust you? No, I am doing this for you. I swear, I pray, I promise. Damn me if I'm lying. I'll go to hell if I'm lying. You'll be saved. Okay. So he went and he got to the wall and he started walking around. He said the wall is very big. More than 8 miles. 8.4 miles. 8.4 miles wall. But if you find the door and go through, you'll be happy and forever. You'll find your perfect place. Came to the wall after some time. He was thinking, is it true? Was he telling me the truth or not? And it's taking so long. He's blind. He didn't know how long it's taking. He got frustrated. At one point, he took his hand off and he sat down. He took a nap and then he got up and he walked a little way and said, oh, what if he was telling the truth? And he went back to the wall and started going along it again. Again and again, cycling around. Gurudev said this metaphor, allegory, is there to tell us 8.4 miles means 8.4 million species of life. 84 lakh. 8,400,000 species of life. As a cockroach, as a crab, as a cricket, as a rabbit, as a rooster, as a rhinoceros. You cannot get liberation. Right? As a toad, as a tadpole, as a timingilifish, as a tarantula, as an eel or an elephant, as a dog or a dingo bat. You cannot get liberation. But as a human being, you're very close to that doorway beyond samsara, material birth and death. This is the teaching of all the Vedas, all the Vedanta, all the realized sages since time immemorial. People say, oh, this is just some story. This Western civilization, this material society, this is a new story. This is a new idea. But this age-old, timeless, eternal, primeval idea is the teaching of the Gita, the Bhagavad Gita, the Vedanta. Great philosophers, they recognize Emerson, Henry David Thoreau, they would say, this teaching of the Gita, it seems like the wisdom of this great civilization, and we are petty and puny in comparison in the West. So what is that knowledge there? So how can we realize and follow spiritual life? It's very, very important, vital. So here we are now. Right? Back to the beginning in this interesting body. Yes, very interesting body. You're going to go back and then you're going to lay down and you're going to go and look in the mirror and you're going to shower and eat and then sleep. All day long we're babysitting this body. Right? All day long babysitting this body. Rock my body into the bed. Then rock my body into the shower. And then rock my body to the table and eat. And then into the car, and then I'm going to chase my desires. Day and night, we're chasing our desires. But how can we follow spiritual life? Therefore, sadhu, guru, gives transcendental knowledge. When the student becomes exhausted from material trials and tribulations, material life, exhaustion, then we come to ashram. Ashram means where we go when we can become rid of our material exhaustion. Vigatashram. We go there to be free of the exhaustion of material life. It's described to be like a donkey. Ashram means Vigatashram. Shram means when you're working very hard. I'll give you what shram means. Okay? Like a donkey, Indian donkey. Day and night it's moving bricks and moving sand and moving this and moving that. And it works so hard it begins to foam at the mouth. This is called shram, this material labor, donkey labor. Right? And then the evening time it comes home to she-donkey and goes for a little bit of love and she gives him a kick. Right? And he's tolerating these daily kicks just for a little bit of love, a little bit of enjoyment, sense enjoyment. This is shram. And when we become exhausted from this, we think, oh, how can I get out of this situation? And by pious merit, sukriti, spiritual activities, by chance, by good fortune, we serve some saintly person who is detached from material life. And this develops some good, inquisitive nature. Atato Brahma Jigyasa, who am I? What is my nature? Why am I suffering threefold miseries of life? Kayami kenayamar jare tapatrai. Who am I? What am I doing here? And why am I suffering threefold miseries of life? Caused by my own mind, by others, by nature. I'm always suffering in disturbance. So what should I do? Then, Brahmanda brabhite kona bhagyavana jeev Guru Krishna prasade bhai bhakti lata bij. Oh, by great mercy, Guru Krishna prasad. Yes, Guru Krishna prasad. By the mercy of Krishna and Guru, by their mercy, then we understand who are we, what is the nature of the self, what is our situation in this world, sambandha, who are we, where are we, what is the nature of this world, what is beyond this world. And then we can start sadhana, spiritual life. But what we must do? Prahlad Maharaj would teach this. Guru Shushrushaya Bhaktya Sarva Labdarpanena Cha Sangena Sadhu Bhaktanam Ishvara Radhanena Cha Shraddhaya Tatkatayam Cha Kirtanad Gunakarmanat Tatpadam Buruha Dhyanat Tallingik Shardhanadibi. The students in this demonic school, they asked him, what should we do if all this that you're saying is true about the soul and about this material situation? What should we do? He said, oh, you should offer everything, surrender. Guru Shushrushaya, sincerely, Shushrushaya means from their heart, genuinely, offer yourself under the shelter of those personalities who are free of material attachment, who only want to help you escape this plight of material existence and give you the nectar of the lotus feet in relationship with the Supreme Personality, Sri Krishna. Sarva labdharpanena, offer everything you have to them. Today we're speaking about Srimati Bhakti Madhuri Umadidi. When she took shelter and took initiation, she offered everything to Guru. Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj and their mission, whatever she had, she gave. And then she moved into the temple life and lived there very seriously for many, many, many years, for decades. And then she became such a glorious personality, she would travel the whole world and everyone would take her association and blessings. I'm just remembering her now. Today, we had a beautiful remembrance. Why? Because she became perfect disciple. Perfectly followed this. Sarva labdharpanena cha, giving everything to Guru. That means your heart, your mind, your body, everything. Why? Because you understand the situation we're in and how do we get out of samsara. We have to fully embrace this process. Right? It's not enough to give 1% and 99% to keep from Maya. We have to give ourselves fully. Why? The situation we are in. We can die at any moment and we cannot take a needle and a thread with us. So we should realize, practice spiritual life and realize the Atma, the soul, and our relationship with the super soul. Transcend material existence. So therefore, then, Sarva labdharpanena cha sangena sadhu bhaktanam. Good association, otherwise alone we are weak. People, they say we get cremation ground renunciation. When someone leaves this world, for a few days we become renounced. And then in the Western culture they have a wake, and they have so many nice types of food, and then people start social life again, and then you forget. After a little time, and then again you engage in material life. So how do you avoid that? Cremation ground renunciation, or right, cemetery renunciation in the West. Sangena sadhu bhaktanam, association with sadhus, bhaktas, devotees, and those who are renounced, sadhus. Sadhu means renounced. They understand the nature of this world as temporary, but the nature of the soul is eternal. Therefore they serve the purpose of the eternal soul, not the material temporary nature. Right? Then, what do sadhus engage us in? Sangena sadhu bhaktanam ishvara aradhanena cha. Who is the Supreme Personality? How can you realize your relationship with God? Offer your heart in bhakti, devotion. How to do that? What's the best process of bhakti? Shraddhaya tat khatayam cha. You should hear with faith. Kirtanad guna karmanat. And then you should speak or sing. Kirtanad guna karman. Here they're talking about speaking and singing, but primarily speaking. Guna karma, the glorious qualities and activities of the Supreme Lord. This is how we escape this predicament. Kirtanad guna karmanat. Then more. Tat padam buruha dhyanat. Prahlad Maharaj said, we should meditate. Tat padam, on those lotus feet. Dhyanat. Meditate on the lotus feet. Abhaya charanada vindare. Those lotus feet of Krishna give liberation. Freedom from all fear. Tat param buruha dhyanat. And then what more? Tal lingek shradhanadibi. Should worship Shiva Vigraha. That's Prahlad Maharaj's teaching. You should worship Shiva Vigraha. Why? You develop sambandha, relation to Krishna through Shiva Vigraha. Therefore Krishna gives Vigraha, the deity of the Lord. By worshipping that deity, you can develop sambandha, relationship. So many instructions are there. By this process, he said, very quickly you can go through different stages of life, of spiritual progress. Shraddha, sadhusanga, bhajana kriya, nartani vritti, nishta, ashakti, ruchi, bhav, all the way up to the perfection of the spiritual ecstasy, love and relationship. You can realize that, right? That we are seeking for. So Prahlad Maharaj taught like this. Gurudev teaches like this, right? Then Gurudev spoke in general on mixing many stories from different places into a narrative, a theme. Gurudev said, I'm looking, right? There are many householders, and the primary focus is material life. Secondary focus is spiritual life. Sometimes they chant their Gayatri mantras and do this meditation and relationship, develop their love. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they forget. Sometimes they chant 1-2 rounds, sometimes they don't. He said, primary is material life. Why? Weakness, no sadhu sangha, no strong desire. Their mind is beset with this bewilderment, bewildered in material existence. He said, many like this, some, spiritual life is primary, material life is secondary. So primary focus in morning time, he said, they wake, take shower, do achman, chant their Gayatri mantras, chant Harinam, 32 rounds, sitting very nicely, peacefully. Then household life, right? They don't have morning kirtan, class, all these things. So he said they take some breakfast, go to work about 9. And if some sadhu comes, he said they'll postpone their work, they'll leave work for a few days even for sadhu sangha. He said they'll take what is necessary to maintain their life. He said you can do your material life, you should have a love and affection for your family, you should not be crazy if you're not qualified yet for full renunciation, but you should understand that this life is very rare and special, and you need a primary focus if you really want to achieve that goal of life. Gurudev said this king and queen focused on job, where is that going to take you? Therefore, Ishavasyamidam sarvam yat kincha jagatam jagat. Whatever you need to maintain this body without causing suffering to others and unnecessary burden to others, you work. Even Jad Bharat did some work, right? If you look, we heard this story just the other day. Jad Bharat acted like a fool so he wouldn't get bewildered in material life. No one would try to pull him in different directions. Acted like a fool. I am stupid. I don't know how to say anything. I'm dumb. But then he did work to maintain his life, to not cause suffering to others. So we have to do some activity. Krishna says in the Gita, false sannyasi, false bogasat person, they don't want to do anything, enjoy from everyone else. So we should do some work with our life. Why? This body is for service. Right? Sarva upadi vinirmuktam, free of material attachments and designations. This is Jad Bharat. I'm not this body. But I have this body, I should use it in service. Vinirmuktam tatparatvaina nirmalam rishikena rishikesa sevanam bhakti ruchate. We should do some service. Then Gurudev said, for those in the renounced order of life, then we must be fully dedicated to this. We must be an example also for others. So we must live very seriously, not wasting any time, seriously following this path, not for any external thing. I'm not a brahmachari to become a sannyasi, or a sannyasi to become a guru, or a guru to become glorified and worshipped. We're all equal das. We're all das, servant. And we're all trying to achieve that goal of life, Krishna Prem, pure love and devotion. Everything else is just part of the service that is according to our nature in this life. Some have the service to be in one position or another, right? And there's so many different services that will come, but we shouldn't be attached to those services also. If it distracts us from our real goal, sometimes Gopakumar would be doing bhajan, but then he would forget. He would get so busy in his duties. It's a story of a Gopakumar who was on a spiritual journey. He got so busy in his services that he had no time for bhajan, Gayatri, and things like that. And so his guru would come and say, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm managing everything very nicely, whole big kingdom very nicely." "What about your bhajan?" "Oh, I don't have time to manage my bhajan." One time there was a big guru, hundreds of temples. Gurudev was in some contact with him. Gurudev would say, "How is your bhajan?" He said, "My bhajan is maintaining this huge mission. Hundreds of places, centers, this and that." He said, "Oh, you should pray. Next life you can do bhajan." Right? So, our purpose in human life is not to be distracted with all the external affairs. We should focus on our internal affair, our internal work. And then, not being lazy, we should do service, but our service is Guru Seva. To please Sri Guru and Vaishnavas, by their mercy, we can make rapid advancement. So there's so many services, but it's very important in life to have your core drive. What is your core directive in your heart? What is your core purpose? Gurudev said you must understand what is the goal of your life. That is what separates man from animal. Animals, you forget, your goal is just survival and enjoyment. Eating, sleeping, survival, enjoyment, defending, procreating. Animal life, human life, what is your aim and object? What is your purpose? What is your goal? And also it's not material. Religiosity. Why religiosity? So that I can have a good situation in this world. Why artha? So I can enjoy in this world. Calm. Moksha, calm. It's all calm. Human life, animal life, it's all based on material desire. But what is the antidote to material lust and desire? Krishna Prem. Pancham Purushartha Krishna Prem. We are doing that meditation here. All right. Let's not be toad, tarantula, timingila, or tortoise. Right? Not cat or caterpillar. Not dog or donkey. Right? We want to be Gopi Bhartu Padakamalyor Das Adas Anudas. Not Indra as a pig. Why? We have some divine quality in us. That means we have some higher potency, some higher destiny. So why are we stuck in this lower existence? This is not fitting place for a gentleman. Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada would say, this world is not the fit place for a gentleman. Why? Like pigs? Like a pig covered in mud? A gentleman wouldn't go into a sewer and cover itself with mud and eat stool. So the Atma is divine. So why are we absorbed and attached to this material situation? Therefore, we should focus on that spiritual pursuit, that aim and object, that goal of life, self-realization, God-realization, and moreover, that attainment of pure love. When you achieve self-realization and God-realization, then bas, prem, that is the goal. How can we taste? If we can taste one drop of that, therefore, sadhu is crucial, essential. Why? Because sadhu is relishing that prem, therefore they're detached from everything in this world. So sadhus, real sadhu, nivrita tarshar, like Sukadev Goswami, no material attachment. No material attachment. How is it possible to have no material attachment? You must have spiritual attachment. Right? So the sadhus, those who have relished the drop of that prem, ray of that bhav, ecstatic love. Aishe, simply seeing them. Aishe, Krishna Nam. Spiritual desire begins to awaken in your heart. And then if you take shelter of their lotus feet, take the dust from the lotus feet, wash their feet, hear their harikatha with Why should you take the dust from the lotus feet? Develop respect. Then you can open your ears and open your heart, and then you can hear that Harikatha, and with faith, practice bhakti. Then, Vina Bhavya, Tulsidas says, I'll believe that you can churn sand and get ghee, that you can build a palace in the sky, right? Miraculous things, but I will never accept that without sadhu sangha and without bhajan, you can go beyond samsara, material life, material attachment. So Vina Mahapada Rajobhishekam Sadhu Sangha Sarva Sastri Koi Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hoy. By this Sadhu Sangha, all perfection can be gained. So we are taking Sadhu Sangha, hearing from Gurudev, and praying for association of Vaishnavas close to him, and staying spiritually strong together. Spiritually strong together. Therefore, Sangena Sadhu Bhaktanam. Then all the limbs of bhakti are successful. Prahlad Maharaj said, Sangena Sadhu Bhaktanam, associate with devotees. Then Shraddhaya Tatkatayam Shah Kirtanat Guna Karma Tatparam Buruhad Talingek Shartanadibi. Then all the other limbs naturally occur. Naturally. So today we're praying, right? Gurudev said many thousands of devotees are there. But primary objective, still, material enjoyment, social life, devotee society. But sadhu sangha and devotee society, not necessarily the same thing. Right? I want social life and nice food and company, but if we hear from Guru and Vaishnav, then this will cut our attachments. This is the power of sadhus. They start to cut away at our attachments, all the illusions of material life. So we're praying for the mercy of Shri Radha Raman, Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, to follow spiritual life very seriously, understanding where we are, who we are, what are we doing. Okay? No problem. Then life is very easy. Why? Everything is Guru Seva, service of Guru. Everything that we do, if we offer ourselves, like Didi, we offer ourselves, then everything becomes Guru Seva. Then we have a very busy, very full, very interesting, very exciting, very dynamic life, each according to our nature. So many services, so many things you can do, and it's very fulfilling. I'm very creative, I should create. Artist, paint. Right? Look at Shamarani Mataji. How many hundreds of beautiful paintings. Why? Prabhupada engaged her. But all that was Guru Seva. Otherwise you think, I'll make a painting and go back to Godhead. Not possible. But the pleasure of Guru, connected to Krishna, then everything is Guru Seva. So everything is Guru Seva according to nature, live very happy, very fulfilled. But our core drive is not to be a painter. Our core drive is not to be a teacher. Our core passion or drive is not to be a great scholar, a great leader, a great philanthropist, a great ascetic, a great brahmachari. Gurudev once, he said, tonight come and ask me anything you want, I'll give it. Gurudev, make me a strong brahmachari. Gurudev, make me very knowledgeable. Let me learn all these slokas. Let me control my lust, this, that. He said, why don't you just pray? Nija gane gananam videhi. Radharani, please accept me within your group of your maidservants. Gurudev has the power to give that, but we don't want that. We want all the other things, like Arjuna. He only wanted Krishna, but Duryodhana, he wanted everything but Krishna. So we don't want everything but Krishna, we want only Krishna. And then everything is included. So we're praying there anyway. We're praying to Srila Gurudev, we're praying to Sri Krishna, we're praying to Srimati Radhika. Let us be very serious on this path of bhakti and understand our core goal, focus, aim, and object in life. Then everything will be very peaceful, and ashram means no donkey foam on the mouth. Right? No donkey foam. Then Krishna Prem. Perspiration and Krishna Prem. This is the difference. Donkey life means working very hard and getting all the foam on your mouth. But if you serve Guru and Krishna, then Krishna himself, when the gopis were dancing in the rasa dance, it's described in Ras Panchadhyaya, Krishna took his own pitambar and wiped the perspiration from their foreheads. So any perspiration we get in the pursuit of spiritual activities, Krishna himself will soothe that. That's ashram life. Otherwise, kamana, vasana, desire, fire, burn us all. So our only desire, offer that desire, sublimate that desire, and the desire to achieve that highest attainment of spiritual life, Radha Dasyam and Krishna Prem. Hare Krishna. Panchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhyo Puritanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. I'll have to think of more rhyming animal names. So, I have to drive to the city. I have about 5 phone calls to make on the way. So I'll very happily, very quickly get there.